Maybe the reason you still don't feel powerful after years of healing isn't because you haven't healed enough. Maybe it's because somewhere along the way, you started giving your power away. You gave it to the next breakthrough, the next course, the next coach, the next retreat, the next realization about your childhood. You started believing, once I understand this last thing about myself, then I'll be ready. Once I heal this fear, then I'll take the risk. Once somebody tells me I'm ready, then I'll trust myself. Bro, I know this because I've done it. Healing changed my life. Inner work changed my life. Shadow work helped me understand parts of myself I didn't even know were controlling me. But there came a point where I had to realize the work had given me awareness, but awareness was never supposed to replace living. At some point, you have to take everything you've learned about yourself and actually use it, because your power isn't waiting at the end of another healing journey. Your power comes back when you start making decisions with your own life again. One of the biggest ways I gave my power away was constantly looking outside of myself for permission. I remember when I first felt called to help people, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew personal development had changed my life. I knew I wanted to take what I had learned and help somebody else. But instead of trusting that, I went to my mentor and I basically asked him, bro, am I qualified? I'm living with my parents. I haven't accomplished everything I want yet. Who am I to help somebody? And I remember his response was basically, go, move, do it. And I got emotional because I realized something. I wasn't really asking him for advice. I was asking him for permission to trust myself. And a lot of us do this with healing. We say, tell me what this means. Tell me what I still need to work on. Tell me if I'm ready. Tell me what my purpose is. Tell me which path I should take. Eventually, bro, you have to become the person who answers some of those questions, because there's a difference between receiving support and outsourcing your authority. A coach can guide you. A therapist can help you understand something. A mentor can show you something you can't see, but nobody else should become the final authority on who you're capable of becoming. At some point, you have to say, I trust myself enough to make the next decision. Not because you know it's perfect, because you know you'll handle whatever happens next. What are you actually doing with everything you've healed? Think about it. You worked on your fear of rejection. Cool. Are you putting yourself somewhere you can actually be rejected? You worked on your fear of being seen. Cool. Are you actually showing yourself? You worked on your relationship with money. Are you making offers? You worked on believing in yourself. Are you taking the risk? You spent 6 months journaling about boundaries. Are you saying no? You spent a year working on people pleasing. Are you finally disappointing somebody instead of betraying yourself? That's where your power comes back. Not from knowing more, from embodying what you already know. Because there's a massive difference between saying, I know I shouldn't care what people think, and posting the thing knowing people might judge you anyway. There's a difference between I know failure doesn't define me and watching something you poured your heart into fail and deciding you're going again tomorrow. There's a difference between understanding courage and actually being courageous. You don't fully integrate the lesson until life gives you somewhere to practice it. This is where I have to call myself out too. Sometimes healing became a very respectable form of hiding for me because healing felt productive. I could read another book. I could go to another retreat, do another process, journal about another pattern. I could tell myself, look how much work I'm doing on myself. There were things in my actual life that weren't moving. And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Is my healing creating more life, or is it helping me hide from life? Because healing can become protection. If you're still healing, maybe you don't have to launch yet. If you're still healing, maybe you don't have to be seen yet. If you're still healing, maybe you don't have to risk failing yet. If you're still healing, maybe you don't have to find out whether you really have what it takes. That's uncomfortable to admit, because now the healing isn't only about pain anymore. It's about fear. You might be afraid of your own power because power comes with responsibility. If you finally admit, I'm ready, now what? Now you have to act like it. You can't keep saying someday. Now you have to make the call. Now you have to post. Now you have to build. Now you have to tell the truth. Now you have to take the risk becoming somebody different. And that can be scarier than staying in healing mode. Here's another way we do it. We understand our past and then accidentally make our past the authority over our future. My parents did this, so now I'm like this. I was rejected, so now I struggle with being seen. I failed before, so now I have this fear. That awareness matters, but eventually you have to add another sentence. And what am I choosing now? Because your past can explain why something is difficult without deciding what happens next. That's huge. Maybe you didn't feel seen growing up. Okay, I get that. Now, are you willing to see yourself? Maybe nobody believed in your dream. Okay, I understand that too. But are you willing to believe in it anyway? Maybe you were punished for making mistakes. Okay, can you give yourself permission to get something wrong today? Maybe you learned that being yourself wasn't safe. I get it. Can you show the world 5% more of the real you this week? That's power. Not pretending the wound wasn't there. Not denying what happened. Choosing who leads now. Because when your past becomes the explanation for every decision you're making today, the past is still in charge. And bro, your past has had enough time behind the wheel. Here's another trap. People think when I step into my power, I'll finally feel fearless. No, a lot of the time taking your power back feels terrifying. You might shake. You might question yourself. You might have no idea whether you're doing the right thing. I think power is much simpler than we make it. Power is, I am afraid and I choose. I'm uncertain and I move. I might fail and I try. Somebody may judge me and I show up. That's where it starts. You don't wait until you feel powerful and then take action. The action becomes evidence of your power. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you get a little power back. Every time you say what you actually mean, you get some power back. Every time you make a decision without asking 5 people whether it's okay, you get some power back. Every time you fail and refuse to turn that failure into your identity, you get some power back. Every time fear tells you, not yet, you say, I'm going anyway, you get some power back. Here's what I want you to do. Don't watch another 10 videos about this. Don't turn this into another concept you need to understand perfectly. Ask yourself, where in my life have I been waiting for permission? Maybe it's your business, your content, your relationship, your career, your boundaries, your dream. Then ask, what would taking my power back look like in the next 24 hours? Not someday, not when you're healed, not when your fear disappears. 24 hours. Maybe it's posting the video, sending the message, making the offer, applying, saying no, starting, walking away, having the conversation, whatever it is. Make it physical. Make it something reality can respond to. Because your life doesn't change when you finally understand everything about yourself. Life changes when what you understand begins changing what you do. And if this video made you realize that you've been giving your power away, waiting for permission, questioning your value, or looking outside of yourself for something that was already inside of you, I created a completely free audio training called True Power. It's designed to help you reconnect with your true inner strength, trust your own decisions and direction again, stop playing small, and tap into the energy to finally take empowered action on the life you know you want. Because this isn't about becoming more powerful. It's about remembering the power that's already there. Your value, your voice, your strength, your ability to choose your own direction. True power is about coming back to that version of you that already knows, the version of you that doesn't need to constantly prove themselves, the version of you that can trust their own decisions, the version of you that's ready to stop waiting and finally move. And by the end of the training, my intention is that you feel more grounded in who you are, clearer about where you're going, and more connected to the real source of power within you, your truth. True power is completely free. I'll leave the link below. Whether you listen to it or not, bro, remember this. Nobody is coming to activate your power for you. Not another book, not another retreat, not another coach, not another breakthrough. Those things can help you see it. They can help you remember it. Eventually, you have to use it. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting until you feel completely healed. You done enough looking backward to understand yourself. Take what you've learned and let it change the way you move forward. Power comes back the moment you decide your fear doesn't get the final vote anymore.